going on, YouTube world? English Wiggle Bus here, checking in with another series to this video.
Yeah. Woo. Woo.
So we'll start with this right here. Just a little Lowe's container. Little double snaps. Open up. Not too big, not too small. Got some logos here. Got a couple logos here. And that's what I will be using for traveling purposes. A simple humidifier. And I'm not gonna unbox everything, but I will show you. Everything is brand new. Got a lot of this stuff off of Amazon. It did take me a little while to get everything because I was ordering, trial and error, sending back. That's the good thing about Amazon, you can send things back. If it's not what you need or what you want, doesn't meet your expectations. So I got a humidifier right here. I got a box of 99% water-based baby wipes. I chose this because I didn't want to put any harsh chemicals on my puppies when I begin to whelp. So I got 99% water-based wipes. I got a couple bags of these, and basically I got these from the flea market. Just some little fleece blankets, some little playful little looking fleece blankets. Nice little baby blankets. Good deal too. Got them 2 for $5 from the flea market, so I'm not mad about that. So one of the Home Depot bags, I got some foam. I got some door hinges. I got a couple of metal magnets, door magnets, some doorknob. Some mirror hanger brackets. This Home Depot bag, I got some little stickers, some little weather strip and seal, some little Velcro straps, also some Gorilla Glue. Now you may wonder, what does any of this have to do with whelping? Or you probably like, oh man, he on to something. Well, I like to do my research, I like to learn, and I like to improvise and do things my way. With that being said, if you can feast your eyes on this right here, I got this right here, little kid's desk with a drawer. That's why it's a desk. $4 from the Goodwill. Never scared to shop at the Goodwill. You find some of the good hidden treasures at the Goodwill. And what do you know? An incubator this size would have ran me about $1,500. I chose to build my own incubator because I had time. My girl is only in her first heat as of October. She'll be a year in a couple weeks in this December. And plan on having her second heat next year, 2023, about April. So I got some time to do what I need to do. That's why I'm starting my whelping room early, starting to get everything prepared because I'm going to be like Albert Einstein, have to put the math together to make it make sense. So basically I'm gonna have to do some trial and errors when it comes to building this incubator and having it working properly. So I got a $4 desk, and you probably wonder how I'm gonna close it up and what the Home Depot bags was all about. Well, I saw people making incubators. Part of the incubators was plexiglass or acrylic sheets. So basically that's gonna be my door right there. I'm gonna make me a door, open it up, bada boom, bada bing. That's why you see the hinges. I got me a glass piece right here. This is the back. The back right here. That's gonna be my glass piece right there. That's the back of it. And there you have it. This will be an incubator. Like I say, the big one like this is about $1,500. Granted, it comes with like the temperature controls and all that type of stuff, but even if you spend $1,500 on the incubator, you're still gonna need other things to make it work, i.e. like this humidifier. You're still gonna have to plug up a humidifier to that $1,500 incubator. I chose to make my own incubator because I saw a lot of do-it-yourselfers do it. And some of them I didn't like, some of them I did like, but I took a little bit of each one to get ready to create my own. If you don't know what this is, these are called egg shells or egg crate foam, and this will definitely help fading or swimmer's syndrome, and this is just going to go at the bottom of my incubator like that as so. And the puppies just gonna lay on there so they don't get flat chested, and I'll have a nice chance that my puppies will make it without having swimmer syndrome. I got my heating pad. This heating pad has a digital temperature gauge on it where I can set my temperature. This will be going in my incubator. Yeah, heat lamp shield. Not the biggest one, not the smallest one, just a little 8.5 inch. I like the black style, not the silver one, just a little bit more updated and modern to me. And it comes with a clamp, just in case if I wanted to use the clamp, but I will be doing a heat lamp as well in my incubator. And these are my heat bulbs. So some of you usually use the red heat lamps. I chose the ceramic bulb because when I had iguanas back in the day, one of those red heat lamps had burst, and some of the red paint chip that has it red fell into my iguana tank. I don't want that to ever happen to any of my puppies, so I chose one that doesn't release any light and only releases heat, and it's a ceramic flat bulb, so therefore it won't shatter. I got me some iodine swabs for the puppies when they have to clean their umbilical cord when they first come home for the first couple weeks or so. I got me some LED lights for the inside of my incubator. We have a humidifier going into our incubator, which is going to have moisture in there, and I didn't want anything to happen with lights and water, so I chose waterproof LEDs. So I showed y'all the thermometers that came with the ceramic heat bulbs. I really didn't want to go with them. I was going to get a couple of those. They were fairly cheap, but I chose the Therm Pro because they make household thermostats. AC powered fan that you're just going to plug up, something like a computer fan. You just plug up, and if it gets too hot in there, the fan will come on. I got a feeding tube cleaner kit. I have oxygen tubes. So you want to be a breeder, and if mom doesn't have any milk when she gets home and y'all come home with them puppies, you're gonna need a replacement. You're gonna need goat milk. So I got a couple mentors that I frequently watch on YouTube, and if I hear something more than once, I typically go with that when I write in my breeder's log. And a couple of goat's milk that my mentors use was not this one. It's one particular mentor that I saw use this in the background, but he never spoke on it, but I know he uses this because it's in his videos. And this is a powdered formula goat milk. They sell it in an evaporator where you can put it in the refrigerator, but that shelf life doesn't last as long as this powdered formula does. I bought a couple bags because I don't know how much each bag will make for my puppies. So if I have 9 puppies, I don't know if one bag will do or not, but I bought multiple bags because I want to make sure my puppies are well fed if mom doesn't produce any milk. And if she does produce milk, like I'm hoping and believing she will, this is going to be their second feeding because I plan on giving mom a break every other 2 hours. So I bought a breast pump. I never heard any of my mentors say anything about a breast pump, but just in case for me, the reason why I bought this breast pump is because when mom comes home, sometimes they're still out of it, they're still drowsy, and they may not want to be bothered with puppies. So the first milk that they need is the most important milk of their life. And that is the milk that moms produce after saying, oh, I had babies, let me give them this good enriched milk, the first milk period when they're born. So I'm still gonna collect some milk from her just in case I need to tube feed any babies. I got his and hers multiple feeder. You put the milk in there, you close it up, and there you have it. 4 puppies can drink milk perfectly fine, especially if mom isn't up to it. So you have an alternate as long as the puppies are sucking. If they're not sucking, then you have some things to work on, which is part of being a breeder. So this is basically a miracle nipple. It's a syringe with 2 nipples in it. So if you do have a weak puppy or a smaller puppy that does have some suction to it, this has nipples, and you can just basically tube feed with a nipple or syringe feed with the nipple, let them suck, and you just slowly give it to them as they suck. So this is good to have as well, just in case you have any weak puppies or puppies that need to be syringe nipple fed without tube feeding, because they can suck on their own. So that's something that's good to have in your whelping supplies. Just in case you have any sick puppies that need to be tube fed, here's a tube feeding kit. You get a syringe and you get a tube feeder. And you can't cut these tubes. It's not designed for you to cut because they have special openings which releases the milk out. Funny story is, I went on Amazon and they have a assorted pack, and they come in like 12, 10, 16. And I didn't think anything of it, but I'm a review type of reader. I heard a lot of people saying, they can't feed no puppies, they can't feed no newborn kittens, those tubes are too big. Invalid description. My thing is, I like to do research, I like to learn before I buy certain things. I looked at the pictures, those tubes did look pretty big to sit up here and try to tube feed a puppy. So I try to go on Google, see what the different numbers mean. Can't really find them. But I did come across a website that said puppies or newborn puppies should have between 3 and 6 FR tubes. So I said, okay, what's a FR tube? Come to find out, FR tubes mean a feeding tube or a French feeding tube. So I said, okay, cool. So I ordered some 3.5s because I couldn't find any 3s. I ordered a 5 and I ordered a 6. The 3.5 and the 5 came. The 3.5 was too flimsy. I said, man, if I need to push that down the puppy's throat, it may get clogged in there like string or yarn. That's gonna kill my puppy. I come to find out the 5 is not too skinny, it's not too big, but it's sturdy enough to stick down a newborn's puppy throat to be able to feed them. I haven't got the 6 yet. The 6 may be okay, because English Bulldogs are a fairly big dog. Moral of the story is I didn't order the 8, the 10, and the 16 combo kit because the reviews said they were wrong, but the description said for newborn puppies. And if you don't do your research, hey, that's why a lot of the reviews are negative, because they're not for newborn puppies, but a description can say anything, but if you don't do your research, you will fall for anything. So do your research. Good thing about Amazon, you can send things back. So I did send the 3.5 back. I'm waiting on the 6 French tube to see what that size look like, but I will be ordering some more of these 5s just in case I have to feed by feeding tube. I hope not, but I want to have more than one just in case I do. Just like I'm going to order some more miracle nipples just in case I have to do that as well. I have me a car heating pad. The good thing I like about this one is it has a digital temperature gauge. You control my temperature by numbers. Puppies should be at 90 degrees until they get home. When they get home, they still should remain in 90-degree climate. So this would allow me to set that temperature directly at 90 degrees. I'm going to be doing some trial and error. That's why I'm getting my stuff ready now before April 2023. So I know that if I need to set this at 85 to have a 90-degree climate on the inside of my travel incubator, that's where I'm going to set it at. Because I don't want to set it at 90 and the inside of my incubator be 103 and kill my puppies or have them dehydrated. I don't want to be the cause of killing my own puppies due to not knowing how to use my equipment. Especially since I am making my indoor home incubator and my travel incubator. So I really have to do some trial and error testing, just like Albert Einstein did, so I can make sure my math is mathing. Just like if I was to spend $1,500 on an incubator, I still have to do trial and error, because just because I set my incubator to 90 degrees doesn't mean my thermometer on the inside is going to read 90 degrees. So I will still have to figure that out as well. Breeder's Edge, Oxymama, Oxymate. And the way I know which one comes during pregnancy, I got 60 chews for the Oxymate. And it says prenatal. So basically, this prenatal meds is while she's pregnant. You got 60 pills. They can have a pregnancy lasting up until 62 days or give or take. So I know this is what she will have while she's pregnant. Give her what she needs while she's pregnant, the Oxymate. Then we have Oxymama, the postnatal. And this is for when she's recovering. How I know that as well, just in my mental, it gives me 40 chews. So this happens after she's had her babies, while she's nursing, and she will have this to go in her food after she has the babies. You give 1 chew for a 20 to 60 pound dog. Right now she's 40 pounds, but after she has the pup, she will go back to her regular weight around 30 pounds. Another important thing to have, and this is for the puppies, just in case mom doesn't produce that chemical called colostrum. This is from Nutrimate, also Breeder's Edge. This is a colostrum supplement. I'm going to order some more of these because I don't know how many puppies she's going to have. But just in case mom isn't giving off that milk when they first get home, I can give them the colostrum. So get you some of that as well. Everything that I tell you guys to have and or recommend is not for you to have and or get. It's just what I recommend getting, what I'm going to use due to the mentors that I follow on YouTube. You have a lot of breeders that say, yeah, I'll mentor you, or yeah, ask me all the questions. But just to say this, I've been in the English Bulldog world going on 3 years now. My stud, he's about to be 3. His daughter is about to be 1. So I have a little experience in it. I am not your average breeder because I used to breed pit bulls back in the day. I had a bunch of them. I was one of those breeders that had over 20 dogs on my yard. The reason for that was I used to have game dogs on and off the chain. And if you know about pit bulls and things like that, you'll know what I'm speaking of. But back in those days, people wanted color, people wanted aggression, people wanted house dogs. It was all different reasons why a person would want a pit bull. And I had all the varieties and flavors for the pit bull. So that's why I had so many. Here with the English Bulldogs, I don't think it takes that many. I'm not gonna have that many. My program is gonna consist of maybe 4 females, all that I'm gonna produce. I'm not gonna buy any females. I'm gonna produce all my females so that I can produce that stud. I did buy my stud who started my bloodline, Porker Joe Chops. He's the stud that I bought. He's the bloodline that I'm going off of. I produced his daughter, Bamboo Chops, and I'm going to keep going from there to produce my stud. And then once I produce my stud, he will be the stud that I use to run to all my females that I produce, and that's how I'm going to have my bloodline based off of that. This is a postal scale, and I could have went with the normal cute baby looking scale, but I chose to go with the postal scale. The reason why I chose to go with this postal scale is because all the cute baby scales that I was looking for, none of them were electric. I couldn't find one that was electric. And when you're weighing puppies between each feeding, you have to have accurate weight, just like you have to have accurate temperature for a growing, striving puppy that will make it to adulthood one day. So if you're picking up what I'm putting down, then you will obviously see that everything that I have bought pretty much has been electric. I don't have time to play with anything that's battery operated to guess how much to feed per the weight, or to guess what my temperature is because I got a rink-a-dink battery operated thermometer gauge. I went with more of the home style commercial grade equipment. All electric scale, all digital heat pad, all, because I need to make sure that everything is accurate. Only time something won't be accurate if I was to lose power in my house, in which I do have a backup generator in my home. All I will have to do is just gas it up, which I pretty much keep gassing it for any mere emergencies anyways. Run my extension cord, which there is an extension cord that keeps in place with the generator. So all I will have to do is just run that extension cord all the way up to my power supply, and I'll be able to power supply up my incubator and things. This was the only one that I actually saw on Amazon or Google itself. So maybe that's why they are a little pricey, but I chose to get the Nosy Boo Pro electric nasal aspirator. They come in different colors, so this is very important. You don't want any of your puppies to aspirate after feeding or just period at all. So instead of me using a manual suction bug to clean out their nose and throats to prevent choking and aspiration, I got an electric one. So this will be plugged up next to my incubator, and every time I feed, I will be using this to make sure there's nothing in those nasal passages, so that my newborn puppies can breathe and live. So that's why I went with a electric nasal aspirator. So that's very good to have, and it's very imperative to have. You don't have to have an electric one like myself, but you definitely need to be cleaning out those nasal cavities. A lot of people wonder why they lose puppies, and it's because they don't have what they A, need, and or they B, don't have the knowledge to know what they need. So the controllers that will make this be a living incubator, if you can say that. This say an electric incubator. So this is a plug and play humidity controller. So I need to have my humidifier plugged up to this incubator. How do I do that? I have a humidity controller. So I'll just plug my humidifier up to this controller. It has a probe on the other end of it. I just feed it to my incubator and set my humidifier from the controller what percentage I need it to be. Roughly for newborns, English Bulldogs, you want to have your incubator at about 65% humidity. So that's what I will set that to, and this would tell me it's set. It would tell me where it's at. On top of that, I also have my indoor humidity monitors. So I have another way of knowing if this is functioning like it's supposed to due to other ways of knowing what the humidity is in my incubator. So again, I'm starting everything early after I build to see how things function and work. Just as if I would have spent $1,500, I still would have to have plugged it up, hooked up some of this other stuff to see how it works and if it works. So here's another controller, plug and play, temperature controller. So all this is, and it's made by Incubator as well, you have your heating and you have your cooling. I'll be able to set my heating, which is the heat lamps, to my 90 degrees. And I'll be able to set my cooling, which will be to my fan, to, I haven't learned what I need to cool it down to, but I'm pretty sure it just needs to come on to take the temperature down back to the 90 and then cut back off. So it's probably not gonna have to be set too cool. So that's your temperature controller. Very important if you're gonna build your own incubator. Very important. This you do need. I don't care if it's made by Inkbird, Stinkbird, Bird Inc. You need temperature controllers. So that's everything in the box. And I have two more things to show you. It threw me off that I saw people building whelping boxes, but I'm like, I don't want to build a whelping box. I need to be able to take it apart. And you could take a whelping box apart if you build it. But I said, I don't want to build it out of wood. I'm going to need to clean it. It's going to get dirty. Puppies is going to be in there for a while. So this is a whelping box. And like I say, what threw me off with the whelping boxes is when I Googled it, I saw that a whelping box is merely a plant box, a garden box. So I was going to get some garden boxes that I saw, but I was like, man, this garden box is only $70, but it was only like a foot high. And I'm like, Mom is definitely going to jump out of there. She's definitely going to jump out of there. And if the puppies make it all the way in a planter box, being like how she is, oh yeah, they're going to jump out of there too. So I said, sometimes you just got to spend money. And I saw this one. It's a 4x4 whelping box. And I spent over $200 on it. But it's well worth it. It's going to be easy to clean. It's plastic. I mean, it comes with the inside rails, so you don't have to worry about your mom squishing her puppies. Yeah, so I felt that was a good investment. It'll be around for a while. Some of these products will be around for a while because they're electric. But last but not least, this is a main ingredient right here. It still has the plastic. It doesn't have a box, but it is brand new. I found it off of Craigslist, but you're definitely going to want to get you an oxygen machine. This oxygen machine in the store runs $1,300, brand new. I paid $200 from Craigslist, brand new. And this is for sick puppies, well puppies, all puppies. You're gonna need an oxygen machine in your incubator if you plan on whelping puppies. Moral of the story is, over here at English Wiggle Butts, these are all our whelping supplies that we have ordered. In the next video, you'll see it all put together, trial runs, and next thing you know, you'll look up English Wiggle Butts will have puppies. So until then, we're gonna sign out of YouTube world. And in this series of this video by English Wigglebutts, you say you want to own the English Bulldog. Well, check out our journey.
Everybody get something in this world for nothing. You might disagree, but the real can relate. He gave you money, you kept his deposit, then gave him the digits and still won't be safe. If you put in the work, the potential is limitless. Other than that, ain't no pill you can take. Just know there's a fork at the end of the road. If you know what to do, you can get you a steak.